and Android.
Well, you're watching. Oh, I'm sorry. We were just talking, and now I'm stealing your lines. Go ahead.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, it's the 100th celebration of Route 66. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the details on what the excitement is all about.
Also, the latest on a petition to drive the audit of the city of Carterville.
And we've got some dense fog out there for some of us. We'll take a look at that. Plus, we got the opportunity for some pop-up thunderstorms. We'll look at all of that in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I think I'm Elise Snowy.
Maybe. It might be backwards. What's up, guys? I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 o'clock on this Friday morning. I think that's it. I'm just so excited that it's Friday.
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to get the show going. I'm like, let's go.
Sounds great.
Let's keep it going. Let's
keep
get going here. Yeah, we are doing a pretty good job of keeping it going. You do not want to go if you're traveling, especially along and west of I-49, some pretty dense fog out there. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. And we've got a very big celebration coming up here in the 4 states.
Kansas is getting ready to kick off the 100th Route 66 anniversary celebration.
KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
This is a big season for tourism. This from about April to September, October, we get a lot of tourism on Route 66. So that's a yearly thing that happens.
But this year, things are getting bigger as tourists are gearing up for America's Main Street Centennial in a year and a half.
We have lots of car clubs coming through. We have lots of people from out of the country that come through, and they stop at a lot of the major destinations all along Route 66.
Kansas' 13.2 miles of Route 66 is being revitalized for the upcoming extra influx, expected to start soon. From getting new paint on the pavement to having new signs for travelers to enjoy.
Now I'm walking through, but you can also drive through one of the new attractions on Route 66 here in Galena that is nearby, an attraction that is very familiar to Route 66 lovers.
The new sign is still a work in progress. It sits next to cars on the route, a popular spot for pictures. Another smaller shield will be placed on Galena's Main Street. The goal of both is the same.
It brings more attention to an iconic, historic piece of Americana, and it needs to be saved because there's more people that are interested in it. And it does hold so much history that a lot of our young generations don't know about.
Considered the protector of some Kansas Route 66 attractions, Jim Walker invites not only travelers, but also locals to explore the piece of history in southeast Kansas.
They'll get to see this little park, cars on the route, Aaron's gas station up here 1 block, Rainbow Curve Bridge, come right into Baxter Visitor Center, take it right into Oklahoma.
The coolest thing are the people that you're going to meet. It's not so much what we have, but what the others come to see here. And we can learn just as much from them as they can from our heritage and what we have here.
For Walker, it is hard to choose between one attraction.
What's your favorite part?
Everything.
In Galena, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Galena will hold an event later today to reveal one of their 2 new Route 66 signs.
And a Lifetime Achievement Award will also be presented to the guy you just met there, Dean Crazy Legs Walker. There'll also be live music and food. Now, I've interviewed him 100 times over the years.
Oh, have you now?
Very cool guy.
Oh.
Very awesome guy.
Like
great that he's getting this Lifetime Achievement Award.
Absolutely.
It's well deserved. And of course, it's great that we're getting to celebrate Route 66.
Yes,
A big part of American history.
100 years.
That's just absolutely difficult to believe. And if you are planning to celebrate Route 66, well, you may want to hold off for a minute because we got some fog to contend with. First, a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. And you can see we've got some patchy fog in Joplin. Earlier, it was a bit denser, where it was even difficult to see the City Hall and the Frisco building down there. The RDOT camera down on I-49 at 8th Street in Bentonville looking good. There was some light patchy fog down there as well, but that's kind of burning off. And we're seeing a little better on the KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh as well. That fog got pretty dense this morning as well. Fog tracker still saying it is, though. 0.2 of a mile visibility in Pittsburgh, 0 again in Miami, 0.3 in Fort Scott, 4.4 in Independence, 1/10 mile visibility in Grove. So really along and to the west of the I-49 corridor, really through all of southeast Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, and our immediate area. Dense fog. You need to slow down. Take your time, use your low beams, not your high beams. I know some of you are probably tired of hearing me say that, but I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times when I've come in early in the morning during fog and run into people using their high beams. You can't do it. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the other drivers. Our Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear across the area for now, but in this zone right here and points south later this afternoon, an opportunity for some pop-up showers and storms. Good news, though, no severe weather expected at this point. Temperatures this morning, upper 50s, low 60s. So again, in our southern counties, some pop-up showers and storms through the afternoon and wrapping up by the early evening hours. If you're north of that boundary I pointed out, you'll be mostly clear to partly cloudy. All of us warmer today, upper 70s. And the further north you go with more sunshine, you may even reach 80 degrees today. So a very warm one out there. Even warmer this weekend, and then more storm chances next week. We'll look at all the details in the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, a Joplin man is killed in a crash Wednesday evening off Black Cat Road as his pickup crashed over the guardrail 35 feet below to Turkey Creek. A man fishing witnessed the victim, Darren Shockley, 33, being ejected from the Chevy Avalanche, as it overturned off the bridge to the water below. Carl Junction Fire Department recovered the body from the water. Missouri State Highway Patrol tells us investigation now reveals alcohol played a factor in the fatal crash. A petition drive to audit the city of Carterville, Missouri has found its way to the mayor's office. Carterville Mayor Alan Griffin says the audit would cost the city between $45,000 and $65,000. Citizens in favor of the audit say talks of audit costs distract from the issue of years of alleged unexplained financial shortfalls.
Completed. However, it turns out the city is obligated to pay that amount, and we're anticipating the worst. So $65,000, we've got to figure out how to come up with that kind of funds. And this last Monday, we had a finance meeting, and I've tasked them to look into our budget. It's going to have to come out of general fund.
Griffin says he is not sure when the audit will take place. A land development project may be the biggest the city of Joplin has seen in more than 50 years. Property developer Woodsania Real Estate Incorporated proposes an approximately $375 million mixed-use development. If built, it would be the largest such project in the city of Joplin since the 2011 tornado, or even since the opening of the North Park Mall in 1972. The project, dubbed Prospect Village, will redevelop more than 78 acres to include a large indoor and outdoor sports complex, parkland, and a trail with water features, anchor retail space, 350 units of multifamily housing, hotels, and additional retail spaces. The project will be located on the former site of the International Paper Company, land which has been unused for decades. The Joplin City Council will hear the full proposal at their May 20th meeting. Well, coming up next, severe weather tore its way through South Texas. Chainley Painter has the latest on recovery efforts. We'll be right back, but before we head to break, here's a live look of the Cornell complex before the Joplin Memorial Run.
Personal price plan today.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the National Park Service is asking the public for help finding 2 people accused of archaeological theft. The Park Service released photos of the 2 suspects caught on trail cameras at the Canyonlands National Park in Utah on March 23rd. The agency says the suspects entered a signed closed area in the Cave Spring Cowboy Camp, took artifacts from a cabinet, and handled historic harnesses in a way that could have caused damage to them. Those in the camp area that day can contact the Park Service's tip line or go to nps.gov/submit-a-tip if you have any information. United Airlines says it has the okay to start adding new aircraft and routes back, but the FAA is pushing back. The carrier announced yesterday that the FAA finished its review of United's safety steps, including multiple incidents last year. The review, which began in March, kept United from adding new international flights leading up to the summer travel season. But the FAA says it has not yet approved any expansion of United Airlines routes or fleets. Well, cleanup and recovery underway across areas of southeast Texas after powerful storms overnight triggered deadly damage. Fox News correspondent Chanley Painter has the latest.
Houston, we've got a problem.
We're in a recovery mode.
Intense storms slamming communities across southeast Texas Thursday, killing at least 4 people in the Houston area. This as high-speed winds tore apart buildings like this dance club. Piles of heavy bricks slamming to the ground, even crushing this car.
We had a storm with 100 miles per hour winds, the equivalent of Hurricane Ike.
Crews busy clearing fallen trees and other debris as streets and sidewalks sparkle with dangerous shards of shattered glass from blown out skyscraper windows.
Oh wow, I seen everything just like whispering like a tornado. I've never seen it. I'm a Houstonian. We don't get this kind of weather.
The intense gust decimating power lines and leaving hundreds of thousands in the dark.
It'll take 24 hours for a lot of this power to be restored. Some will require 48 hours.
We're going to be patrolling dark areas of Houston.
The weather system's also bringing more rain to areas already saturated with floodwaters from previous storms, like in Huntsville, Texas. The high waters transforming roads into rivers, and while it's great for the birds,
The water in front of my house is still about knee deep.
as the cleanup across impacted communities presses on, many residents remain in shock and sadness.
We didn't know what to do. We just like that, you know, and look what it's doing to our city.
Houston's mayor says public schools are closed Friday, adding its critical non-essential workers stay home. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got the opportunity for some pop-up storms later. Still dealing with some patchy fog out there. We'll have another full look at your forecast, break down the fog, the pop-up storms, and the weekend when the KOAM Morning News returns. And coming up a little later, a nutty boss holds up his end of the bet after his company outperforms their expectations. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:17 now on this Friday morning, taking a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex. So that's some clouds out there kind of obstructing the sunrise now. And if you look, you can still see some patchy fog, and the fog is a little denser out to the west. Our camera 7th and range line, another view of the fog off in the distance here, and it's pointed back toward the east. Again, clouds kind of obscuring that sunrise. Neosho, MoDOT camera down there, US 60, Missouri 59, looking back to the east. Again, clouds, but the fog improving, and it's improved a bit on the KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh. It was pretty dense out here. Couldn't see very far, really beyond this point, but still dense fog out there on the Kansas side. And really, it's still been right along and to the west of the I-49 corridor is where the dense fog has been. Miami still reporting 0 visibility, 0.2 of a mile Pittsburgh, 3 in Fort Scott, 1 in Grove, 0.4 mile visibility in Independence. So if you're traveling really anywhere in southeast Kansas or northeastern Oklahoma, you need to slow down, give yourself time to get where you're going, and again, use your low beams, not your high beams. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear for the time being, but we could see some little pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we head into this afternoon. So again, the best opportunities are going to be this zone right here and points south. If you are north of this, you are going to be mostly clear to partly cloudy, and because you will not see any rain, you're not expected to see any rain, you're going to see a little more sunshine. You might get up to about 80 degrees up here. Even if you're south of that point, you're still going to be much warmer today. So here we are, about 2 o'clock, some pop-up showers, a couple of thunderstorms, no severe weather expected, which is an important note. But as you can see, we could see a few showers and storms out there. And then by the evening, because these are pop-up, they're being fueled by daytime heating, they'll begin to die out, and then we'll begin to clear out overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And we've got an absolutely beautiful weekend ahead of us. Quick look at temperatures, 62 in Joplin. The winds are calm. Visibility in Joplin's still reported at about 3 miles. Temperatures around the region, still some upper 50s, otherwise low 60s for a good chunk of us as we get this day underway. And we're going to be warmer today, so that also means as our day gets underway, it is warmer. Partly cloudy, fog burning off, 9 o'clock at the latest, low 70s by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today on the average, upper 70s out there, and again, a couple of spots could reach 80. This weekend, mostly clear skies, maybe a stray cloud or two. 82 Saturday, look at that, Sunday, 87. Thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday, a strong storm or two does look to be possible. We're going to keep an eye on that for you. Wednesday's not too bad, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, more thunderstorm chances out there, still warm, low to mid 80s. But we also have the possibility of strong, potentially severe thunderstorms by the end of next week. Still several days out. Lots could change, but we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Looking to update your living space? Well, come on in and discover something special today.
Hi there. Hawaiian Host Group is growing some macadamia nuts, and after this story, you might think it's Director of Brand Strategy, who they call Boss Man, is a little nuts.
Dylan Anchita explains what led him to having to fund a company trip to Disneyland and dress up as a princess.
Bringing it back. With this reel, the Hawaiian Host Group's social media team set off a firestorm of new followers.
We had a team meeting, and one of the team members came in with a Disney sweater, and I was like, you know what? If we get 10,000 followers by May 1st, I'll take you guys to Disneyland. And that's how it started.
Well, hitting 10,000 was no problem for them. They hit that by day 2 and earned the trip. But they didn't stop there. They upped the ante with the new challenge, hit 100,000 followers, and Boss Man would dress up as a Disney princess.
Didn't really think through that when they first convinced me for that second challenge. But, you know, we ended up being super happy with, I think, 350,000 followers that we received.
That's right, over 350,000 and counting. They completely shattered the goal, which meant it was time to pick the dress. The public voted for the princess they wanted to see. He kept his word through it all, and in Anaheim, made the big reveal as Rapunzel.
I guess the dress reveal was fun for everyone else, and, you know, it's something I had to commit to, and, you know, I kept my word.
Okay, cool. I think that video call he did was on an Apple II.
Perhaps.
At least may not even be aware of what an Apple II
I
is.
don't know.
But, okay.
Just smile and nod, smile and wave,
folks out there,
boys,
you
smile
probably know
and
what I'm
wave.
talking about, and that's kind of what it, okay. That was an interesting story, though.
Certainly was.
He made a pretty princess.
Yes, well, coming up, Planned Parenthood is planning to open a new location in southeast Kansas.
And we've had some patchy fog across the area this morning. Pop-up storms possible later today. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Nurse I can be. It's just being the best person I can be.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. I'm Elise Snowy. Crawford County, Kansas officials have invited the public to a series of meetings designed to address the current and future needs of US 69 in Crawford County. The meetings will consist of stakeholder and public input, as well as traffic and safety data. The first of these meetings was held yesterday in Pittsburgh.
All we've heard so far is they don't want the western bypass that was reviewed and looked at in the early 2000s. That's why we're here. now to get the public's feedback. What do they want? What are they looking for now?
Would be to build a new freeway, expressway, current, safe, modern, efficient highway. And I think that doing that along the existing bypass is not the best way or the best place to do it.
For a complete schedule of upcoming meetings, just head over to our website, koamnewsnow.com. Well, if you get a text saying you owe money to a road toll collection service, be careful. Southwest Missouri's Regional Better Business Bureau warns it might be a scam. The message includes a link to settle your balance, which appears to be from a state toll service, but actually is not. If you click the link and provide your personal and payment information on the website, scammers could now have access to that information, and you may have lost some money.
First of all, just do a quick inventory. Have you been traveling anywhere that would have a toll road? And certainly we always advise not clicking on unexpected links, unexpected attachments and emails, because you don't know where they're going to go. If you think that there could even be a chance that you missed paying a toll, go directly to Pike Pass, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. Go to their webpage, call, reach out to them to verify that. Don't click on those links in the text messages.
If you receive a text message impersonating a road toll collection service, you can file a report with the BBB Scam Tracker. The Joplin City Council has approved providing free curbside cleanup for Joplin residents following the May 6th tornado. Residents will have till June 3rd to move all limbs and foliage to their curb. The city asks that all debris be located along the curb, not blocking streets or sidewalks. A contractor will begin removing debris on Monday, June 3rd, and will work with city crews to help create a more efficient process.
And we've still got some dense fog out there. Really, it's still along and west of the I-49 corridor is where the dense fog is. Zero visibility in Miami and Grove now, 0.4 of a mile. Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Independence at half a mile. So if you are traveling, if you're heading west, be prepared for that. If you are out west heading east, you need to be prepared for some of that dense fog. And if you're in, say, Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute, Iola, you've got fog, but as you head east or south, it's going to really thicken up. So make sure you use your low beams, not your high beams. I know I say that a lot, but I can't emphasize it enough. I've run into people early morning in the fog that are using their high beams. It will not help you. It will not help other drivers. It makes the situation worse. So just don't do it. All right, and make sure you have your lights on. Even though the daylight's out there, you still need to have your lights on in the fog. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. However, later this afternoon, along this zone here and south, could see a couple of pop-up storms or showers. No severe weather expected, but could see a couple of stray thunderstorms out there. If you're north of that, though, you'll stay dry today. We're in the upper 50s and low 60s across the areas. We get our day underway. We're looking at highs today, upper 70s. Some of you with a little more sunshine could make 80. And then we'll have those pop-up storms in our southern counties, roughly from about noon to 6, 7 at the latest out there. We'll have another full look at your forecast, break down the weekend and next week's storm chances here in just a few more minutes, Elise.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, a new health center offering services that include abortion is set to open in Pittsburgh. This comes as abortion services in nearby states are outlawed or restricted. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke with some citizens from Pittsburgh about their thoughts on the clinic.
Comprehensive Health of Planned Parenthood Great Plains announced a new health center in Pittsburgh. The clinic will offer abortion services, STI and HIV testing, and more. According to the CEO of Planned Parenthood Great Plains, Pittsburgh location improves rural access, saying, quote, "The opening of our new health center in Pittsburgh underscores our dedication to empowering communities and ensuring that individuals have the resources to make informed decisions about their health and future." In August 2022, 55% of Crawford County voters supported protecting abortion access. Pittsburgh citizens remain split on the issue, and now the future clinic.
But a few Kansans don't speak for all of us.
I hope so. It would be closer to home, wouldn't it?
Those who do not support the new clinic says their biggest concern is the abortion services being offered.
In Wichita, there's a lot of people coming to that area for those services, and of course I'm not for abortion, so
we believe that every child has the right to life. We do believe that parents have rights, but when you just murder a baby.
This center will be the 4th Planned Parenthood clinic in the state of Kansas. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker will be with us in studio to share his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Cornell complex ahead of tomorrow's Joplin Memorial Run. Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning to you, Shannon. Thanks.
Hello, ma'am.
How are you?
Oh, is that all right calling you ma'am?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Call me.
okay.
Whatever works, Shannon.
All right. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. KOAM News now, Joplin News first. It was night before last. We've got some more information to add to this amazingly, I couldn't believe it. One of those shocking crashes, I guess you could say. This is a Porsche. Front end is ripped off. Motor, transmission, everything is a block away from the car, which is at 12th and Wall, just a little bit north. It happened in the rain. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a little old train track where sometimes people kind of speed up. Well, witnesses say going over 100 miles an hour, and the damage obviously proves it. It struck a building, took out a utility pole, and the 2 people in the car, driver was still talking on the scene. Both of them had their seatbelts on, and the female passenger stable but critical at an area hospital. We'll have more information on this story today. Our number 2 story, it was a Walmart gas leak that caused an evacuation of about 2 hours the other day. No one was seriously injured, but 8 people were treated. Some went to the hospital for exposure to natural gas. A statement from Walmart and the Joplin Fire Department said it was installation of a new oven, right?
Right, in the bakery section,
You guys covered that because, of course, I was there, and then, that's how we work as a team.
That's how we work.
Yeah, so it was great that no one was seriously injured and no patrons, no shoppers were injured.
Certainly.
Our number 1 story, a school bus crashes after leaving Seneca in district play full of the Mount Vernon baseball team. This happened the other night. Near Petro, about a mile south of Petro. Schrader's Towing removed the bus. It had more than a couple of dozen baseball players on it. Amazingly, only 1 player had minor injuries.
Yes,
was transported to a hospital and then released. The driver suffered a medical emergency. He's actually one of the coaches also, I think, on the team.
Oh,
so you can imagine, some of that stress.
Absolutely, certainly.
So he was treated, released as well. So the bus, though, not going to be released. It's probably trash.
Yes.
And then our bonus story of the week. This is what everybody's talking about today, I feel
like.
The Fazoli's in Joplin is closing after 25 years. Closed for business, it says on the door. It's been a pleasure serving our guests who become friends and family over the last 25 years, but it's time to say our goodbyes. We're grateful for your support over the years. So it's a franchise. A company in Springfield owns 3 of them. This is one of 3.
Okay,
and
they
said on the door, if you want to redeem gift cards, you can do that at the 2 Springfield locations.
Yes,
so we're to believe then that the 2 Springfield locations remain open. Not sure why this one is closed. I'm blaming it on Elise for not eating there enough.
Yes, and I'm blaming it on Shannon
for not taking my family there enough. Yes, it's your fault. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't know how many people were let go. Everyone was let go, but how many full-time or part-time people were let go? So we'll find out more in this story. We reached out to them for comments.
Absolutely. Well, again, of course, Shannon, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Save on update. LL Flooring. Every step covered.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:41 now on this Friday morning. A live look from our camera on the Cornell complex. Still some light patchy fog on the Missouri side. We've got denser fog, though, as you head west. Our camera 7th and range line also showing the clouds. You can see they're a little thicker. Some of that is where that fog is progressively starting to burn off. And still mostly cloudy down in Neosho on the MoDOT camera there at US 60, 59, looking back to the east along 60 there. KDOT camera in Pittsburgh, you can still see there is still some patchy, dense fog out there, but conditions have improved a little bit, at least at that camera site. Conditions improving gradually. Still 0 visibility. Miami Grove, 0.4 of a mile in Independence, 0.6 in Fort Scott. But Pittsburgh, has gone up to 2.6 miles of visibility. So along and west of the I-49 corridor through southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, it's where that fog is the densest this morning. So again, slow down, use your low beams, not your high beams. Give yourself time to get where you're going this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker, again, is clear of any precipitation for now, but that is likely to change for some of us as we head into the afternoon. Here we are at noon, and again, one thing I want to point out and one thing I just kind of tell you about, with pop-up storms, the Future Track does its best, the computer models do their best to show where those storms could be. It is a lot easier for the computers to pick up on lines of storms or bigger thunderstorm events. Not even severe weather, but just when we're having widespread thunderstorms, a little easier to pick up on. Pop-up showers and storms can be anywhere in the zone that the Future Track is suggesting, but it may not necessarily be in that place at that time. So do keep that in mind. But this zone and south is where the better chances for some of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms will be as we head through the afternoon and into the early evening. They're not going to last very long because they're pop-up storms. They're using the heating of the day to kind of fuel themselves. So as we head later into the evening by about 7 and getting closer to sunset after that, these are going to fizzle out and be gone. And we'll clear out as we head overnight and into our Saturday with just a few clouds here and there to kick off Saturday. And Saturday kicks off a beautiful weekend out there for us as well. And the good news is also no severe weather expected with any of these pop-up storms later this afternoon. 62 in Joplin right now. Calm winds, skies and fog gradually clearing in Joplin. Temperatures across the area this morning, we are seeing more low 60s, still Independence as the upper 50 at 59. Everyone else low, mid, even upper 60s now in Chanute. We get the morning started. Fog should be gone by 8, 9 at the latest. It'll be partly cloudy, 73 by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today, upper 70s across the area. A couple of 80-degree readings also possible. Mostly clear skies this weekend. Again, maybe a stray cloud or two. Otherwise, very warm. Low 80s Saturday, upper 80s on Sunday. Thunderstorm chances Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Could see some strong storms Monday or Tuesday. Keeping an eye on that. But we're also watching those storm chances toward the end of the week. Looks like we might have some slightly better chances for some strong, possibly severe storms as we close out the week. Still several days away. Still a lot can change. We'll keep an eye on that for you. That's a check of your forecast. Now here's Elise with Consumer Watch.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, Meta's social media platform are facing international criticism of potentially being too addictive for children. The European Union is launching an investigation into Facebook and Instagram on how harmful the social media sites can be for young users. The European Commission under the EU will look into Meta's ability to comply with its new Digital Services Act. Meta provided a statement to the Commission last September describing its current measures in place that protect young users. The lights are going out on a Vegas Strip icon. After more than 30 years in business, the Mirage Hotel and Casino will be closing its doors. The property is credited with helping transform the city into an ultra-luxury resort destination. The resort has 3,000 rooms and is known for its sidewalk volcano attraction. The Mirage closes July 17th. The property will undergo a major renovation and reopen as the Hard Rock Las Vegas in 2027. Uber is adding shuttles to its lineup this summer. The ride-hailing service says users will be able to take its shuttles to games, concerts, and airports. The new service will be available in Miami, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Charlotte, with more locations to come. Users will be able to reserve up to 5 seats from a central location for less than a regular Uber ride. And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
You are a friend. At 10, right here on Fox 14.
Helping to heal through music. In Wyoming, Michigan, a music program for veterans is striking a chord with those who have served our country.
Janice Allen spoke to a vet and an instructor to find out how this is making a difference.
Playing guitar.
It kind of spoke to me when I was a kid.
It's something Brandon Rush has always wanted to do. But for years, he sacrificed that dream
I always wanted to be a soldier, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
for another.
I joined the Army. There wasn't really a lot of time for learning how to play a guitar when you're on active duty.
Better late
I'm on permanent disability now,
than never.
so I have all the time in the world to learn stuff.
After buying some bargain guitars on Facebook, taking a few YouTube lessons, and prodding from his wife,
Well, if you're going to buy another one, you better know how to play it.
Rush found his way to Guitars for Vets at the Wyoming VA.
Sustained some injuries, traumatic brain injury, and then was having issues with PTSD and anxiety.
So this one down, one string.
The 10-week program helping veterans like Rush heal from PTSD, find some solace in their songs.
Most of the people that show up here are brand new to guitar, and it really gives them that sense of accomplishment.
Danny Luckstead, volunteer coordinator, researched the national program and brought it here to Wyoming. It's the 10th and newest Guitars for Vets location in Michigan.
And they say that just learning one song gets you hooked.
Trisha Torres is a volunteer instructor and an Air Force veteran.
The students just need a start.
Ready?
Which is the, you get what you mean?
G, right?
The one
The
at the
second-
bottom, yeah.
the second one.
And they just need somebody that has patience and can show them the chords and answer their questions.
Watching her students strum, learn the scales, and skills despite significant limitations.
Whether it be Parkinson's or dementia or something happened to their hand. I've had students that literally could only pluck one string, and that was okay. It's quite rewarding to see them come from, they don't know anything, to they can play a song all by themselves.
Each class providing camaraderie, pride as they graduate, getting their own guitar to have in the end. In so many ways, it's a new beginning for students like Rush.
I'll play every day.
This veteran deploying on a new assignment.
I haven't stopped a single day since I started the program.
No combat zone this time.
If I start to feel it coming on, I just pick up and start playing.
But there is a battle.
It can help bring you out of, the bad place where you are into a good memory.
One that uses the right beat to beat back those daily challenges.
That's all it takes is a song.
Guitars for Vets is so popular that the wait list is nearly 6 months long.
Certainly impressive. You can learn more about the program at guitarsforvets.org. And we've got some fog to contend with this morning, and we now have dense fog advisories for parts of northeastern Oklahoma until 10 o'clock this morning. So initially we didn't have any, but we now have these dense fog advisories, and now let's show you why we have these dense fog advisories. Look at this. Along and west of I-49, dense fog out there. 0.6 of a mile visibility in Fort Scott. Miami Grove reporting 0 visibility. 0.4 of a mile still in Independence. Some improvement around Pittsburgh, but still reduced. So if you're traveling this morning, again, be prepared for that. Use your low beams, not your high beams, and slow down out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. However, along this zone here and south, could see some pop-up showers and storms later this afternoon. No severe weather expected, but a few stray showers and storms possible. If you're north of that point, you should remain dry all day. Temperatures low 60s out there, a couple of upper 50s still. Again, our southern counties, some pop-up storms as we head into the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures into the upper 70s today. Got a great weekend ahead of us. More storms next week. We'll have a look at that and the news you need to know right after this.
Anthony Hill, a four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Planned Parenthood is expanding their services into Southeast Kansas this fall. Comprehensive Health of Planned Parenthood Great Plains announced a new health center in Pittsburgh. The clinic will offer abortion services, STI and HIV testing, and more. This center will be the 4th Planned Parenthood clinic in Kansas. A petition drive to audit the city of Carterville, Missouri has found its way to the mayor's office. Carterville Mayor Alan Griffin says the audit would cost the city between $45,000 and $65,000. Citizens in favor of the audit say talks of audit costs distract from the issue of years of alleged unexplained financial shortfalls. Griffin says he is not sure when the audit will take place. Woodsonia Real Estate Incorporated is proposing an approximately $375 million mixed-use development. If built, it would be the largest project since the opening of the North Park Mall in 1972. The project will redevelop more than 78 acres into housing, recreational, and retail spaces. The project will be located on the former site of the International Paper Company.
We have dense fog advisories in northeastern Oklahoma through 10 a.m. Dense fog along and west of 49, so do be careful out there this morning. A few pop-up showers and storms in our southern counties. No severe weather, but these will be between roughly noon and 7 today. Otherwise, highs into the upper 70s, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Mostly clear through the evening and overnight, falling back in the low 60s. Again, our weekend looks great. Sunny skies, maybe a few passing clouds. 82 Saturday, 87 Sunday. And then we're watching thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday, as well as next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures remaining warm, though, for most of next week, around the mid-80s.
Alrighty. McDonald's new shake might remind you of Grandma's house. The fast food chain says the new Grandma McFlurry is coming to locations nationwide starting on May 21st while supplies last.
McDonald's says the new drink features syrup and pieces of crunchy candy. A special Grandma's McFlurry ice cream truck will also make an appearance in New York City this weekend and will provide free samples to fans in the area.
Interesting.
It does seem like a pretty nice little thing. Okay, those
cute.
are fries. I see the Grandma's, McFlurry there, but those are fries.
Those are fries.
Fries are
Fries
good.
are the star. Of
They
McDonald's.
that and their Coke.
Yeah.
A cola.
Absolutely.
Coca-Cola. McNuggets also good. I mean, I
McNuggets,
can
ooh,
eat
yes.
like a 50-piece McNugget right now.
Go ahead.
I might. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.